Welcome to the tutorial, guys. This is a Bearded Bows tutorial. Pretty much we'll be covering today EVGA Precision X1, how to simply overclock your GPU, how to simply overclock your graphics card. I currently have a RTX 3070 EVGA for the win 3 with the lovely RGB. Precision X1 I should say. I've only used it for about a couple of months now. I was very lucky to get one of these graphics cards. Yeah, pretty easy interface. This is going to just be a wee quick tutorial. Some of this is based on my opinion, some of this is based on my experience of using it and overclocking. I have also used MSI AFTERBURNER. Brilliant bit of kit, great software, easy to use interface as well. I would recommend using the Precision X1 with the EVGA cards, just from my experience, but again, that's entirely up to yourselves here. So I done, these aren't my normal settings, I've done a wee bit of tweaking. I know kind of my clock settings from before, so I will just pop that back to default, and I'll take you through some of the features you have. Obviously, you have your GPU here, you have the LED, so if you have your lovely RGB like I do, you can adjust it. Great feature, so it is. Love RGB at the moment. You have power settings. This is there to help you what type of wattage you may be using, what power supply you need. Your monitor here as well. I don't really use that, to be honest with you, so not going to really go into that. You can go into your temps, GPU temps and stuff like that there, which is handy. Fan curves, you can set up custom ones. I think I've got custom ones running there at the moment, possibly. Aggressive, quiet stuff. So you have different settings there as well. So temp tuner, things like that there. So you do have a couple of options. I am going to be taking you through just the basics. You will find some settings online for your type of GPU, say it's a 3070 or whatever, which will kind of give you a baseline. You kind of what this is trial and error. I'm not taking any responsibility if anyone damages their GPUs, but pretty much the new cards, which from my research, pretty much you can't damage it, not unless you throw everything up full boot and then maybe try and run it that way. Okay guys, we're going to start with then, over in the right hand side here, I will zoom in where I can. This here, your kind of target, adjust power and GPU temperature targets, okay? From my experience, keep that linked and drag that all the way across, so hit 90 and 111, okay? That will not let me go any further than what the graphics card is capable of, okay? So you hit apply, save it. You have profiles down the right here, 0 to 9. I'm going to be running off 0, okay? So you're saving that to 0, profile 0, right? The next thing you want to do is come over here to the middle section. It's adjust GPU core clock and maximum voltage, okay? Again, if you can drag your voltage right up to 100, okay? Hit apply. You're saving that to 0 profile, okay? Again, that will not let you drag it any further than what it can go, okay? The next thing you want to look at is your core clock, okay? This is where you need to be careful. You need to do this in increments, okay? And then after we have a stable core clock, we will go over to memory, okay? I know for a fact that from real world testing of games, so like the Cyberpunk 2077, that about 105, 110 is stable for me, okay? If you're going to be doing this in increments, I would suggest going up between 30 and 40 at a time, okay? So what you want to really do is you want to start with maybe say 40 on the core clock. You can type that in there, hit enter, apply and save the profile 0, okay? So every time you bring that up, this stage, you can minimize this. What you want to do is you want some type of benchmark to test this on. In my opinion, real world testing for the likes of like running games like Cyberpunk 2077, Witcher 3, whatever it is, whatever games you have that will put it through its paces, is a better way of testing whether it's stable. If you are going to use one, do not use Fairmark, use Heaven benchmark. There is other ones available, okay, but don't use Fairmark. I've read on from other great guys who have done online tutorials that pretty much that can be harmful, okay? You can adjust the resolution. I'm going to run it at this 2560 times 1600 DirectX 11, so you can tweak this here to your own preference. You run that there. You'll see all these wee shortcut keys and stuff run benchmark. Probably what you want to do is leave it running for an extended period of time. If you do hit the F9 on this and you run your benchmark, you'll see there, it'll only run for, I think it's maybe like 10 minutes or so. and it'll come back with like a score, but you're probably better running it for an extended period of time. To start with, I would maybe go for 15-minute increments to see until you kind of get a crash. So I'm going to exit this now. 40. That ran no problem at all. I know that from previous experience. I'm going to hit 80, enter, apply, and save. Still in profile 0. Okay. Minimize, go back, repeat the process. Whenever you do this, and if it's not running stable, or if you don't get an immediate crash, you will notice wee artifacts appear in different places in the screen. There'll be like vibrant colours and things like that, or wee glitches. I actually thought I noticed one there already. Maybe not, hopefully not 80 here. Again, every GPU is different, so my 3070 might clock the lower or higher than someone else's 3070. We had a crash at 140 on the clock. I'll just zoom into that there. We had a crash at 140. Again, just to save a bit of time, I know that 110 is more stable from just real world testing, so we're going to go with 110. The next thing you want to do is go to memory. I'll zoom in, adjust the memory clock offset. Okay, this you can go up in higher increments. I would recommend starting off with increments of 200. Just type 200, enter, and apply and save. You can go up in increments of 200 at times. Once you get beyond 500, I would go up in increments of possibly 100. And again, each time you do this, what you would do is you go in and run your Heaven benchmark or game or whatever it may be you're using to see if it's stable. I know from previous experience that 700 was stable for myself, so I'll hit 700, apply and save, and pretty much that's it, guys. That's your GPU overclocked. The only thing I would add in there is that boost lock. I would recommend enabling this and keeping it on. It's a feature that helps you dial in your overclock settings, and it would actually keep them at the overclock settings. So if you see, I'll turn that off, it'll drop back down and then it'll boost when required. But to keep it more stable, in my experience, keep it on and it'll stay there. Just save that again. So that's how you overclock your GPU, guys. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and please do subscribe.